I'm finally here. I'm finally ready to review season 14, episode 4. This episode is the lead of their own worst enemy. Let me make sure the mic is on. Mic is on. Okay. Okay. Woo. If y'all just knew all what I just had to do just to get it started. It's a work in progress. But bear with me. I did discover something new. So it's all this YouTube thing is just all a work in progress. So with that being said, like and subscribe and comment right now. Like for the free 99, please. Just that like. You just don't understand that like or that comment or that subscription, whatever. That will take it a long way, okay? So let's get into it. Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 4, a lead of their own worst enemy. So everyone kind of had their own little snippet in the beginning of this episode. You see Jennifer and her daughter. Then you see Teresa and her daughter, and they're driving in the car with Louis. But I really didn't take much note of the little snippets. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I really didn't take much note of the little snippets that was in the beginning. But, however, we get to Margaret, and I just love Margaret and Joe's little relationship. Like they were on the bike. Margaret didn't have no makeup on, child. Margaret didn't have no makeup on, child. But I love Margaret, even though she be upsetting me sometimes, especially when it be coming to a little messy shit. Like she be upsetting me sometimes, but I truly adore Margaret. I truly do. Like everything about her is just everything. Like the way she talks, the way she carries herself, her personality. I really love Margaret. I really think Joe is such a supportive husband. They were so cute going to that little burger shop and ride on that darn bike. But Margaret ends up explaining to us, she is really grieving her ex-husband. And I want to point out one thing that she says, like, when you're in the midst of the funeral, when it first happens, everybody is supportive. You're so busy, it's hard to really sit in that. And now it seems like a year, time is going by. And now Margaret is at the point that she's really sitting in Jay and Steph. And I hate that. And ever since Margaret got on the show, I just remember her always having nothing but respectful things to say about her ex-husband. Even her crying and being sad now. If I was Joe, and I don't think he is, I wouldn't take it personally. Joe comforted her, and how he was talking to her, like he that was a friend of his too. Like, and he look at Jan as a person before he look at him as Margaret's ex-wife. And Joe is just so supportive. He reminds me of my boyfriend so much. And I just love that. I just love that he is supporting his wife. They just how they are this older couple. And I think Margaret will get through it eventually. I thought it was so funny when Margaret was like, "Don't worry, I'll be crying for you like this when you pass away too." But I hate that, Margaret has to go through that. And I just love that she has Joe by her side. And it genuinely seems like Joe is very supportive. I hate that next week it seems like Margaret is saying they're having some issues, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in episode 5. But I love Joe. So now we get into Jim Fessler and Rachel coming together to meet after this whole thing of them not, being in the right place because of Teresa. So we get there. I said, not Jim Fessler saying, I'll share. After last time they met up, she didn't want to share for nothing. She was serious about it. She said, I don't share. But now you're talking about I'll share. Okay, girl. But they meet up at a little cute spot. It was all cute and dandy. It just seems like Rachel cried immediately as they started talking. Like as soon as Jim Fessler started having a conversation with her, it just seems like she started crying. And I hate that you're giving your standpoint from how you and John feel about Teresa. That's you and John. But they talk about it. Really didn't take much note on it, but they talk about it or whatever. They discussed it. You know, Jen is just trying to explain to them like she can't handle things like how you expect her to handle it. As we keep saying this over and over again, I really don't know what Rachel is getting. Rachel, you too old for that. You too old for that. I personally don't see Jen change anything about, you know, how she does things into the end of this episode now. She was being fake as hell. So I can't jump ahead. At this point, when I was seeing this scene, I understood where Jen Fessler was coming from about how she operates, how she goes about things with her friends. But then when you get to the end and you over at Jennifer House, you just then all that friendship went out the window. So we'll get to that at the end, but whatever. It was just I just don't understand it. I really just don't understand Rachel what hurtness about Jen Fessler. I just don't, but maybe it's not for me to understand, y'all. Maybe it's not for me to understand. So now we're getting to Jennifer. Jennifer is having a cute little doggy fashion show kind of party. Super cute, super cute. I don't know if y'all seen it because I don't know if they put it on actually, actual TV. But I was cracking up when Olivia kept saying bitch. That shit, I don't know if it was just on Peacock or what, but that shit had me cracking up. She was like, bitch, 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 bitch. But I was like, girl, Olivia. And she was only saying it because, the female dogs are, but it was just, she knew she wasn't supposed to be saying it. She's just such a Jennifer mini-me. It's so funny. Everybody's come, everybody's here, everybody's happy, everything seems so cute, everybody looks cute. Teresa dog looks so cute. All them dogs, Dolores got living with her over there, and you only brought one dog. I guess Dolores only wanted to keep up with one dog or whatever. Of course, Melissa, Rachel, and Margaret is not there because Jennifer got to pick a side, and she always gonna pick Teresa's side. Period. So whatever. Danielle is out somewhere, so I guess Danielle is out of town or whatever. So the little doggy part is cute. What bothered me is when I seen Gia. Gia, why are you here? I can understand, Gia, you being involved in the show when it got something to do with your mom and y'all family. But when it's the girls meeting up, I do not like seeing Gia there. Period. She really pissed me off. Like, why are you here? Like, I literally hate when Gia joins the group because it's just not fair. It's just not fair. I just don't want to be there. I just don't want to be there. And I'm glad Gia ain't gonna be there when Rachel ragtag Teresa ass next week. I'm so glad Gia not gonna be there. Because it's just like certain things you can't say with her. You got to be respectful because she's still a child. When she's not a child, but she's Teresa's child. So you still got to be respectful at some point. Like, it's just like, no, I don't like Gia there. And then she just always have an opinion. It would be cool if Gia don't always have an opinion, but she always has something to say when it comes to her mama. Which you supposed to, but this is not that. This is a friend group. This is a show. Your mama does shit. Like, and you only look at your mama like this perfect thing. I don't like when Gia is involved with the ladies. I don't like that. And it was a situation last time when it came to Margaret. It was a situation. Margaret said something in front of Gia and she couldn't. Like, Gia, stay in your place. Stay in your place. You don't know what y'all want to be doing. Stay in your place. Stay in your place. I do not like when Gia joins the girls. Like, and have an opinion. Like, I can't stand that. Because I just feel like people can't say anything to her. Jen Fessler, this is exactly the problem the girls have with you. Right here in this moment, because you play both sides. Now, when we were just at the coffee shop, I was all on your team. Until we get to the doggy party, Jennifer, like, you let them girls just sit there and talk about them. You let them sit there and talk about Margaret. You let them sit and talk about Rachel. She sat there, Teresa sat there and talked about which dog was Joe gonna bring, Margaret or the real dog? You just sit there and smile. Why would you let Margaret's the reason you on the show? Why would you let her just sit there and say that? Why would you let them sit there and talk about Rachel? Y'all just had this conversation and you just sitting there being quiet. No, you stand up and say, y'all, that's my friends, so don't talk about them. But you let Gia sit here and dictate, oh, I don't think it should be like that. You let them sit here and think that the reason they mad with you is because you just being friends with Teresa and you having a conversation with Teresa when it's deeper than that. And you know that. This lady just had a whole sit down with you to explain to you where she came from about the situation, Gia. I don't like you, Gia, no more. I don't like you no more because you playing both sides. You want to be both people friend and it don't work like that. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And that's what Danielle said last week. You can't pick a side. You can't stick up for nobody. And you be acting all clueless. Like, I can't act how you want me to act. Like, girl, it's dead for me right now. It's dead for me right now because you sat there, you literally sat there with all the girls that don't like them and let them talk about them. After y'all just went through this the last scene. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is the problem they have with you. Right here. I feel like Gia is Teresa's second mouthpiece because Teresa is too dumb to come up with her own comebacks, her own lines, her own things to say. Teresa's too dumb for that. So she needs Gia to be her wingman. And that's why Gia is always around. And they need to do something about that. Because Gia don't need to be a part of the show. She's not a housewife. She need to go and find her own group of friends and her own housewives. Like, that just really bothers me. That really, really bothers me when I see Gia come. Like, that really bothers me. Like, Teresa thought she ate with that. Is Joe gonna bring that real dog or Margaret? She thought she ate. She thought she ate. Jackie, I have not seen it for Jackie. But let me not get too far in advance. So they just got this random girl here, this random hairstylist. This ain't even nobody PR. This ain't even nobody manager. Something with substance. You can get another hairstylist like this. This random ass hairstylist, I guess, because she do Teresa hair. Gia and Teresa trying to act like they don't. This is the shit that they play. Trying to act like they don't know the girl, but she did Teresa hair for her wedding, so she's clearly close with Teresa. So you're here just to spill tea about Danielle. Jackie, you all into this conversation. I just don't understand it. But when y'all was just at the what is it called? The charity event, you just couldn't understand. So the girl goes to say that basically the situation was she did her hair, and when she came to the event, she acted like she didn't know who she was. Okay, Ann, is this tea? Like, why do we care? Why do we care? Like, I just don't get it. Like, why is this girl even here? Like, it be clear when girls be having a motive on somebody. Like, why is this girl even here right now? I'm so confused. Like, this is the story? This? Because she act brand new at her event? Like, what can we do with this information? I just don't understand it. I just don't know. What can we do with this information? Hairstylist, you are not even important. I just don't get it. They just need something. Jackie, you were the first one to want to hear this. But you don't understand why Danielle didn't invite you to her husband Nate's party. Why you were the only one that wasn't invited. Because of shit like this. Let me make sure my mic on. You were the first person. Just say why I wasn't invited. You was the first person when this lady was telling the story, like, oh, I want to know what's going on. Oh, I don't know the tea. Jackie, is that even you? Like, I thought you wasn't like that messy type of girl. Like, now, I have not been feeling it for Jackie since she stepped on the scene this season. She's just been such a fangirl. She's just been such a fangirl this season. And it just seemed like she's doing anything she can to stay on the show. Jackie, you lost this. You lost it. And as I couldn't remember, Jackie was falling back from the show. Jackie the show was taking a toll on her, if I can remember correctly. So now for you to be so pressed doing just about anything to get back on the show, get back in good graces, because you looking real, you're a friend of now. It's just not doing it for me. Jackie, you are a fan. And since episode 1, I keep saying, why is Jackie here? We don't want you here, Jackie. Teresa accused. Let's take it back. Jackie, Teresa falsely accused your husband of sleeping with somebody else. She put your husband's job in jeopardy. Let me repeat it for the people in the back. Jackie, Teresa accused. Maybe you forgot. But we did it, and we're here to remind you. Teresa accused your husband of sleeping with someone else. Not only jeopardize your family, but your husband's career. That wasn't even, I don't even think that was years ago. That was not recent as in 1 and 2 years. That was it, but within the 2 to 4 years, that is very recent. I don't even think it's 4 years. I probably think it's probably 2 that this happened. So for you to be all over this all of a sudden, like just out of the blue, just besties with Teresa, we just don't understand it. You look like a fan. You were falling off last season and you have completely fell off this season. And it just seems like you're looking for something, very much something, to pull you back up to that. But it's not working, Pooh. You tried it with Danielle. You tried to be for her. But it's not working, Pooh. We don't like you. You bring nothing. Then you're trying to switch up on Margaret. We don't like that, Pooh. Like, how quick do we forget? How quick do we forget? That's crazy. So, Jen Fessler started bringing up what she thinks is come from, all this like animosity with the girls. And then somehow she reiterates this back to Teresa and Joe. As soon as she says something about her brother, Gia like, oh no, we can't talk about this. Let's move on. Like, Gia didn't give it nothing. She was just like, oh no, we can't talk about that. Gia, we can talk about everything else. But when it comes to her, Teresa and her brother, we can't talk about that. We can talk about everything else. You can talk about everything else, everybody else. Now let's talk about what we want to talk about, which is why that shit is like that. Because that shit is disgusting to see. Let's talk about it, Gia. Since you want to be a part of the show so bad and want to be here and be seen and speak up for your mama, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like, I just didn't understand that girl's purpose. Like, everybody was so in tune with what she had to say. Like, okay, she know who you was. You couldn't get in the VIP. Okay, girl. Oh, and I don't know if she did Teresa hair for her wedding. I think she did Teresa hair for the reunion they showed her. They showed her last reunion. So you Teresa friend. Gia know you and Teresa know you. Why they trying to sit there and act like you just this random girl. And Jennifer, you sit there and implement and do an impression on a girl like that's just so whack. I feel like the whole party was just because they knew Danielle wasn't gonna be there and they just want to expose this about her. Like, okay. Dolores watched look nice. I'm telling y'all, Dolores and Paul. They got some nice stuff. I was looking at Dolores' watch at the little party, and I'm just like, same girl. So now is the point that we are dropping Antonia off at school, and it was just a tearjerker for me. It was just a sweet, sweet moment to see Joe and Melissa drop her off at school. She is going to be roommating we roommates with her friend that she's been with from for a long time. So of course that is a good thing. Of course that is a good thing. The other girl's parents look very much involved. Joe said she didn't know it was a co-ed dorm. Okay, Joe. Okay. Okay, but it was just beautiful. It was just I actually was crying when Melissa was waving and Joe was waving by from the truck. It was just like Melissa didn't want to leave, and Antonia know her mama and her daddy. Antonia looked like she ready to have a good time, and I'm just so happy for her. And I wish Antonia just nothing but the best. I know her or something, but I just wish her nothing but the absolute best. She really does seem like a really sweet girl. It does seem like Melissa and Joe did a good job with Antonia, and I'm just so happy for her. And I hope she just life life provides her with all that she can imagine, because genuinely from the screen she just seems like a very sweet girl. And I said this on my last review and a review before that. It seemed like the season is just like following the girls going to college. But I am proud of all the girls. I may feel how I feel about Teresa, but all the girls going to college, all the girls doing what they are doing with themselves. And I like Gia. I just don't like when she joins the group of girls, because Gia is just like her mom. She's very opinionated. Her mom doesn't do any wrong, and she's just like her mom. Like, you can't tell them nothing. So, but outside of that, I am proud of I'm proud of what Gia seems like she is doing. All the girls seem like good girls. I have nothing bad to say about those girls. Any of them. Teresa girls, Melissa girls, none of them. So kudos to Antonia. Kudos to Joe. Like, ooh, I just knew Joe was gonna cry. I just knew Joe was gonna cry. But it was just beautiful to watch. I was crying, y'all. It was a real tearjerker for sure. For sure. So now we see Danielle at her house. Danielle is getting ready for Fashion Week. She's getting ready for all that is to come with that. She seems like she's really busy. She got everything. Oh, sorry, I thought I was lagging. She seems like she's really busy. She got everything all over the place. Not in a bad way, but she did touch on how she really doesn't have any family support. Like, her mom is going on a cruise, and her dad and her is not speaking. They don't get their road to that. It's not. It doesn't. From what she tells us, like, he's always taking up for the brother. It just doesn't seem that deep. Even when they had the problems last season, I can't vividly remember the exact issue, but I remember that it not being that deep to me for you to not be talking to your dad. And maybe it's just for a person that lost their dad, they just feel like that. But some things just don't be that deep to not be communicating with your father for a year. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. But I'm happy for Danielle. I'm happy that she's doing her bougie line, and she's getting that ready. And then you see Dolores calling around about the charity event, and she's getting ready for that. And she just she said something about, she always sees Paul and his, accomplishments, and this is something sacred to her, and this is something we consistently see Dolores taking on to do. So I'm super proud of Dolores, super proud of her, just keeping this continuously going. She did say, touch on that this year she has a friend that is going through, I don't know if it's cancer, please don't get me wrong, but something, she's going through something, and then she is really, this is really, pushing her to just, keep it going. Not keep it going, because I think she's always going to keep it going, but this is who she's really, I don't know what word I'm trying to say, like broadcasting, supporting, whatever you want to say, is she's doing it for her friend as well this year. So she really has the purpose behind it. I'm so happy for Dolores. It really seemed like it was a turnaround. I can't remember the exact numbers that they said from last year to this year, but it was like double, more than double, triple. So all them people that was out there, all them people that was in the stands, I am just so proud of Dolores. It seems like she is just doing a really good job with this charity event, and I just want her to keep it going. Everybody meets up. Everybody meets up in the locker room. Jackie comes, and Jackie and Margaret, baby, they seem it was a very awkward exchange. And Jackie asks her, are we okay? And I guess she just brushed Jackie off like, yeah. But then Margaret, you sit there and beside Jackie and say she was there. Well, obviously it's a problem, Margaret. Obviously a problem. And then you got Danielle saying, "Oh, you was there, or whatever." And then Jennifer is saying also. Jennifer is also saying, what is Jennifer saying? Jennifer saying, "Oh yeah, we're back friends or whatever. We're back cool or whatever." And it's just like confusing to everybody how Jackie, you and Jennifer and Teresa is just these besties now. Now, Pete, I'm so ahead of myself, but I want y'all to peep this right now. So when I talk about it on the next episode 5, Jennifer told Danielle that she was impersonating her at the dinner because how she came to her at the charity event. That dinner, that doggy parties, it seemed like it was before the charity event. So keep that in mind, because Jennifer be lying. She just needs the excuse to tell Danielle why she was talking about her. But everybody is there, whatever, and Jackie and Margaret get into it. They talk about the book. They talk about how she's not been a supportive friend. She didn't ever check up on her about when it comes to Jan or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know, you didn't post it." That's the wrong thing to say about, somebody posting it or whatever. Because this is real life. Like that's just, I just think that's just the ultimate wrong thing to say about, "Oh, you didn't post it on Instagram." Jackie, you seem crazy. You so stuck up Jennifer and Teresa ass. You don't see shit. You don't see shit. You don't see shit. And you're not being a good friend to Margaret. I just don't think so. And then she says her mom doesn't even have her book. And then she was like, "Well, that's very telling," or whatever. And then she's like, "Don't say anything about my mom." Like, girl, just relax. Just relax. Jackie does look good though. Jackie looks good. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I honestly just think Margaret is hurt by Jackie, and I would be too. I honestly think Margaret just hurt. I do. I do. Jackie told her ass, "Well, don't do it. Well, don't do it then. Well, don't do it. Nobody's asking you to do it." Jackie, Jennifer, I'm like, "Oh, where's my pop?" Jennifer had, during this little scene with Margaret and Jackie, baby, Jennifer had me rolling, baby. Jennifer scenes, like, we need Jennifer in our life because Jennifer had me cracking up. She is so funny. Lord, I see where them little girls get it from. Like, but all in all, the event looked like a success. It looks really good. Jennifer got mad that that Bill went over and started talking, chopping it up with Joe Gorga because she was like, "Might as well take his dick experience and suck it." Bill looked like he been waiting on his moment to talk to Joe. Like he just looked like he been waiting on his moment to talk to Joe. Child. Y'all, I'm really trying with this episode because this episode just wasn't much for me. It wasn't much going on for me. But yeah. Rachel is going through some, problems, some health issues. Hopefully she gets everything situated with that. It didn't really seem like John and Louis talked much. I did respect the fact that when Melissa and Joe came in and they walked past Teresa and Gia, it was very adult and mature for Melissa to tell her son to, go speak to his son. So really did appreciate that or whatever. I'm glad that Melissa came up to Jennifer and said, "Let's talk. Let's talk. We're not finna keep doing this. Like, if you hate me, say you hate me, let me know. Like, let's sit down and have a conversation like with me." Teresa probably don't like that. But they need that because this is just pointless. This is just pointless. But y'all, I squeezed 30 minutes, y'all. Episode 5 will be better. Episode 5 will be better. But I'm about to end this, and we're gonna come back in episode 5. And whatever I missed, we'll reiterate it back in episode 5. But like, subscribe, comment right now, and let's tap in